My name is Joanne Rogers. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Central Alberta, Canada, and I've been designing with you in mind since 1999. So today is Facebook Live, so I love to craft along with you guys, and I love when you share. So Jennifer, thank you for sharing. So we made this card last time, and it is, and I know, I realize that's backward, but it is a little easel card, a little bit different than some that you see, and we did this technique here with our watercolor pencils. So cutting it out with the die cut, and we had a punch here, and so this is the one that we made together, and then I had a bunch of different ones, and so I put everybody's name, I'll just show these as I'm talking, into the random picker, and the name that came back to me was Brenda Gamble. So Brenda, if you can message me and send me your information, your address, then I will put one of these in the mail for you. So you just need to let me know which one you like best. If you want this Live, Laugh, Love, if you want the wedding one with the designer paper, if you want the Incredibly Proud of You done with the tea room paper, or this one that we made together, which is also with the tea room paper, but it is sending love and hugs to you. So let me know which one you would like, Brenda, and thank you for commenting, and I'll get everybody into a draw when we have this week's project too, so I'll put those aside. So just a couple things going on. Oh, I should tell you what I'm picking for next time. So I've got a whole package of these striped treat bags, which I really quite like. I love how shiny the gold is on them. And I want to show you a project that one of the ladies in my downline made. So she took the treat bags and she turned them into a little flat bottom bag because they're not normally like that, which was really quite easy to do. And she gave me this for Easter. So I loved this little guy. And this Fable Friends is actually sticking around in the catalog for the new year. So, we can look forward to seeing him probably more next year. Hi, Sandy. Thank you for coming and watching. So that's our share prize for next week. So if you share, I will get your name in that draw. So just two things that I wanted to tell you, or three main things, I guess. Product of the week. So it's flowers this week. So even though it was a little bit chilly, thank you, Sandy. Even though it was a little chilly this weekend. Hi, Jean. Thanks for watching from Hamilton. Great. It was, I was thinking flowers, and I saw a house, last Wednesday, I guess, all kinds of tulips up and blooming, and it was just beautiful, and it really made me wish that I had flowers in my yard, which I don't. So I decided I'll make some flowers. So this week we're doing flowers. It's all retiring flowers, but you get to decide tonight if it's a retiring flower or if it's maybe a new flower that we get to create with. So more about that coming up in a minute. And I have 3 totally different ideas for the week. And I also have an exclusive for Design with Jo VIPeeps on Friday. So if you're not yet a member of Design with Jo VIPeeps, that's my exclusive Facebook group. You can join by clicking on Design with Jo. Up at the top, it says join now, I think, or join a group. And I will approve everybody. And I'm having fun getting more people in there. And it's really just a community. So we share things. We post. I've got all kinds of little contests and engagement things. You tell me what you like or what you don't like about some of the things that I'm doing. So get on over there because you'll get an exclusive this Friday. And a couple things that I have that I'm doing for the first time, an in color club. So I can do this all across Canada. So if you are in anywhere in Canada, or you're right close to me here, it's an in color club. First time I'm doing this. So I just want to show you some of the things. So every month for 5 months, we are going to play with all of the different in colors. This is just 3 of them here. So terracotta tile, rococo rose, pretty peacock, and there's designer series paper, there's some faceted dots. So every month from June through to October, I will feature one of those colors, and you will get cardstock, ribbon, designer paper, the faceted dots, ink, a refill, a marker, Stampin' Blends, everything in a package that I will mail to you with a project that you can make. And so if you want to get in on that, you have until June 3rd, I think is what I said, June 3rd, and I'll be placing orders on the 4th. So that is really my deadline. But you have to email me or message me and I will send you an invoice. So I'm excited about doing that because that's my first time. And then the second thing, I have done this before, but I'm doing it again for the annual catalog. Look at all of these papers. So this is not even all of the designer series paper, but this is a good amount of them. And everything that I could get, I got. And I've got a paper share for this. So what this is one time only. And again, you need to let me know by the 3rd of June. If you're in Canada, I can help you out there, definitely. And I've got... I'll be sending this out. You get a 6x6 of every single piece of paper, front and back. So you will be able to, you don't have to decide what you're going to be working with. You get to use all of them. So if you want to get in on that, again, message me or send me an email. Get on my site at www.designwithjo.ca and see, click on, there's a blog post a couple days there, or just underneath my events and classes, you can see it there. Okay, so I think I'm going to turn you down because we got to get going. Let me know if you can see this fine. And now we have to make some decisions. So I said I was going to get you to decide if you wanted to do new or old. So your choice on the flower is the rose out of the Graceful Garden or the new stamp set Free as a Bird and the flowers and the leaf out of here. So let me know, what are we going to be playing with tonight? So, okay, great, Sandy. I'm glad that we can see this. We need to know what we're going to be playing with tonight. Graceful Garden or Free as a Bird. And this Free as a Bird is a very pretty set. So it's got the 4 birds here and 1 larger bird. So I'm not surprised that the first 2 people that got in here are picking Free as a Bird. In fact, I didn't even prep. I have to tell you, I didn't even prep this until about 5 minutes before I got live because I thought, you know what? No one's going to want to see the retired. They're going to want to see the Free as a Bird. So 3 people Free as a Bird. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to pull that, put that aside. Next choice. So are we going to be working with Seaside Spray? Or so that's sort of a blue, a light powdery, smoky kind of blue, or Purple Posy. So the first 2 people, let me know what it is that we're going to be playing with. Are we doing the more blue? And it's quite purple too, but it's a very blue purple. Or are we going to do more of a pinky purple? Dawn says Seaside Spray. And anybody else? We need 2 people to get in on this one. Okay, we got 2 for Seaside. I am really, this I think is my favorite color. Now we have another choice. Sorry, I have lots of choices. Oh, good. We actually had everybody for Seaside Spray, Marilyn and Sandy too. Thank you for chiming in there. Now you have another decision to make. So we're going to be using that. Do we want to do gold or silver? So we're going to be embossing. So do you want to do silver embossing powder with this, or do you want to do gold embossing powder with this? So the first person that gets in on this one, let me know what it is that you want to play with, or that you want me to play with. We want to do gold, or do we want to do silver? Gold. Okay. Silver's out of the way. Okay, we're narrowing it down here. I think that might be it now. Okay, so let me pull in everything else. So I've already got my stamps mounted on here. And I've got a piece of vellum that I'm going to pull in. So it's going to be a little bit difficult to see this right off the get-go because I'm going to be using my Versamark. So sorry, Judy, you picked silver, but we're going to go with gold tonight. So I keep my embossing powder just in a plastic container from the dollar store, and I just take a scrap piece of cardstock. So I'm just going to open these because we're going to use those later. For now, we're just going to do Versamark, and the first thing I have to do is I need to go with my embossing buddy, and I need to take my embossing buddy and just give it a good swipe over my Versamark. And I've got a piece of not a Versamark, vellum. I've got a piece of vellum that is 1 1/4 by just is 8 1/2, and I want it this way because I'm going to be wrapping it around, so I'm going for a little bit larger. So I'm going to start with my leaf. So I'm going to take my leaf and I'm going to just stamp that. I think I'm going to go this way. Stamp him straight down, straight up. I'm going to go with my larger flower now, and he's going to go off to the end here. And my smaller flower is going to go beside him, and I know that you can't see that, but I can see that. So trust that it's going into the right spot there. And then this is just a little bud, and I quite like this on here. It's very cute. So I've got my pieces, and I know you can't even see that, but maybe you can see the shine. So I'm going to take that and put it into my gold powder, get my Versamark out of the way in case I happen to spill, which I often do, especially if I have people watching me. So I'm going to get that all over. And you could set this up on your Stamparatus if you were going to do it more than one time on here. I'm only doing it once right now. Give that a little flick. I always take another close look and see if I have any dots hanging around, because they will really be noticeable on here. So if you do, take your paintbrush, just a dry paintbrush, and just get rid of some of those flicks or spots, I guess. I only see one. So I'm going to go ahead, and I am going to turn on the heat tool. So the heat tool that Stampin' Up! Carries has two settings, a 1 and a 2, and we want to heat vellum on 1, because when we heat vellum, if you heat it at too high a temperature, can warp, and we don't want this to warp. Now I just see that I actually have a little tiny spot missing there, so before I heat, I'm just going to give it another little dusting. There we go, got it again. Okay, make sure I don't have any spots. I do have a little spot there. So I'm going to put this on 1. Okay, I'm just going to give it another little look to make sure I don't see any sort of dark spots. I do see a couple dark spots right here, so I'm just going to give that another shot. Okay, so that's done. So we are going to emboss a little bit at the end as well. So now I have my item embossed on here, and now what you're going to need is, this is a really disreputable Stampin' Pierce pad. So my pad is just covered with a piece of grid paper, and I'm going to take the tool, the burnishing tool that comes with your Simply Scored. So you want something that has a nice ball end on it. This is a smaller one and the larger one, and we are going to turn this upside down, and we are just going to use a circular motion, and we are just going to go into the back of our piece. So when you do this, stay within the mark so I can easily see where the image is. And when you do that, hopefully you'll be able to see that this comes up really quite white, and that's what we're going for. So I'm just going to do all of them. So I'm on this one going to try and go in a circular motion as much as possible. I can go a little bit back and forth because it is a leaf after all. And I'm going to do that everywhere. Now, one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to press really, really hard right from the beginning. If you press really hard from the beginning, you could leave an imprint into the vellum because it's pretty soft that you might not be able to remove that line afterwards. So what I tend to do is I go a little bit softer to begin with, and then as I get it all covered, then I'll go back over it with a little bit of a harder movement. So you need to have your Stampin' Pierce mat underneath you because you need to have that little bit of give. So what we're doing is just stretching the paper very, very slightly. So tell me, has anybody done this technique before? It used to be popular quite a while ago when the embossing like this was really the only way that we could emboss. We didn't have a big shot or a machine that would do it for us. So what you get is a raised image and you get these white areas. So I can see that I've got some lines in here. I'm going to go try and see if I can get rid of those. So again, I'm just using a round movement. So let me know. I'm trying to see. Marilyn, you've never seen it before. Oh, anybody else seen it before? It's really cool. And I've got, well, the sample we're going to do tonight is going to look probably very similar to the one that I did because I also used the Seaside spray. So here we have our piece, and I'm going to put that onto a piece of paper here, just so that you can see it a little bit better. Can you see the white? And what I do is I find something that is a little bit darker really shows up the white a little bit more. So Sandy, new for you too. Well, I'm glad that I'm doing this then. So now, so that's all for that part. So you can really do just a little bit. One tip that I found is that you really don't want to work in a really big area when you're making this. You want to work in a smaller area and you will probably have some better results. Okay, so we're going for gold. So let me pull in some little strips that I made here, some gold little strips. And before we do that though, I want to put some words on there. So the words I'm going to put on, we're done with this guy now, so I'll just move him out of the way. So I chose from Free as a Bird. There's all kinds of great sayings here, and I just love this cursive writing mixed with these are called serif letters, but more like a typewriter, really. So we're the best of friends. The world needs more of you. Your friendship means the world to me. Thank you. Thanks for being you. Hello. I chose the world needs more of you. So I'm going to put this in, but the first thing I'm going to do is I want to fold this. So I'm going to fold it and I'm going to crease it. And I'm going to put this down so that I can stamp my words. And I just need to, oh, look at that, I didn't do that far enough. So let's crease that a little bit more. That might be a little bit better. And I think it needs to be up just a little bit higher. Put my magnet over top. Let's see, is that got her? Almost. No, a little bit more. Tiny little more crease. So I must have done, well, actually on the first one, on the one that I did do, I didn't fold it, but I thought afterwards, I think that the folding is going to be a lot more effective for our vellum. Because I did do a vellum idea, quite a while ago now, where I showed you how to attach vellum to cardstock without seeing the glue underneath. Did anybody catch that? So Judy, you have seen it before. Good for you. So have you done it, Judy? Have you tried it? So I'm going to go now in with my Seaside spray, and this is a really pretty color, and I might be off the screen, I'm not sure now. I'm just going to ink that up and I'm going to place it down on top of my vellum, and I'm just, I think, going to be on that side of the flower. I'm hoping so. Anyway, let's see. Oh, look at that. It looks like it's just a little bit crooked, but I do have enough ink on there. So let me pull that out. I'll clean that off later. It's always sort of fun to see how awful my room and my desk looks after I'm finished a Facebook Live. So I've got clear embossing powder here, which works great because the vellum is plastic. It doesn't dry really quick. So there's enough time for you to put on your embossing powder and then give it a shot with your heat tool. So again, I'm going to go for one. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to take my piece. This is Blueberry Bushel, which I think is a really great complementary color here. And I'm just going to put some snail down. I'm going to put this around first. I'm seeing an issue. Let me see, I'm going to put that in and center it. Try and get it centered. There we are. And now I'm going to take this one and just fold it over as well. There we go. So now, you know what? I think I'm going to, let me try this another way. Hold on, because I'm doing this on the fly. I think I have a different way that I want to do this. So hold on. I'm going to put this down, hopefully straight, this blueberry bushel. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to use a tiny little bit of my liquid glue. And I'm just going to put it across the very top here. So my little pieces of gold are just 1/4 inch thick. So you don't always have to put a big piece of your foil paper, which is a little bit more dear. You can just take some strips and lay those right along the top and along the bottom and put it right up against your the blueberry bushel. Okay, and I made myself on purpose have a little bit longer blue because I'm going to turn that over and I'm going to cut it. So let me know that you can still see and hear me fine, because it doesn't look like, yeah, I can see I'm still working. So I've got my piece there. I see I have a little bit of glue on top. But now I'm going to take my vellum and I'm going to put that over top. And I made my vellum purposely smaller so that I would have my gold showing top and bottom. So I'm just going to put a little bit of snail on the back here. And I did give the cardstock, I did run it through the subtle embossing folder, because that is my favorite embossing folder. So just lay this over top. There you go. So there's your piece right there, and it will stick back here. And now I'm going to take a little bit more snail and put that on here. And I need a piece of white. So we're just going to put on white tonight, because I wanted the white here to show up against the white on the blue so that it was coordinated. So there's our card. So let me know if that's something you would like to try at home. I'm going to take my glue out of here, and I think it just needs probably a dot or two. So you have to make another choice here. Are we going to go with our gold faceted gems, or would you like me to try one of these new guys, which is the flower faceted gems? So let me know who is going to be the first one to decide if we're going for gold faceted or if we're going for flower faceted. So these are really quite pretty. And I don't know why I got a set, because they are supposed to be all lined up here. But when I got mine, they were all here. The flower. Okay. Sandy, thank you. We're going to go with the flower. Let me get them open here. Which way have I got it? Oh, I put it in the package backwards. So I'm going to go, because these are not a match for the in colors, but I think maybe I'm going to go with this yellow guy here, which is going to look really nice with the gold. And I do know that because, look, we have two very similar cards. The only difference to this one is that I use blueberry bushel. So I think probably blueberry bushel does look like it stands out a little bit more. What do you guys think? Which do you prefer? Do you like the one here on the right that I did at home? I did at home, yes, but I did it before we got together. And I think as well that I probably did a little bit more burnishing on my flower here than I did. So Sandy likes the one on the right better. Anita, blueberry bushel as well. Carrie, blueberry. Well, thank you, ladies. So I guess this one too. I think probably just because this is so light, it doesn't show up as well. And I think as well, this white here. But I also want to show you the one made with the retired. So with the graceful garden that nobody wanted to do, this was the card that I had made. And I really enjoyed the silver because I thought it was really super shiny here. And then I put brads in the corner and I used some of our velvet ribbon. So this stamp set I've had, oh, I don't know, 2 years, and I'm not sure that I even used it. So you guys don't have that problem, do you? So here we go. 2 totally different cards. So there's one there, there's one there. So this one is a little more pale, I think, than that one. So that's your card for tonight. Again, thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back again in 2 weeks, and we will be live with the new catalog then. So please share and please comment, because I want to get your name in the draw for one of these cards. And also, I'd love to send you these gold stripe bags too. So thanks very much. Have a wonderful paper crafting week, and we'll see you guys over at Design with Jo Peeps. And you can watch me at www.designwithjo.ca. I post to my blog regularly, and I would love to have you join in there too. So thanks very much. We'll see you guys, and you're welcome, everybody. Bye-bye.